Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. We're still dealing with this guy's testimony, so it's got to be in one of these last two statements. I feel like that gives us the most to work with, but it's got to be something to do with the glove, right? Oh my god. I wish I'd... never mind. I was so focused on the glove. Sorry, my phone. Yep, there we go.
The ring with the snowflake relief.
Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail. Oh, I believe you saw it.
Interesting, your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's just a little too accurate.
And what's wrong with being too accurate?
I mean this, you testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. Well, the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger.
See exactly what I said.
There is no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it. Thus it is you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier today you only took a look through the window and the door. Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sot.
Hey, who the heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shot, acting like you know it all. Yeah, I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know, the man's arm. It must have moved under the tarp after I peeked in.
Objection!
Nope, he was pretty dead.
Nonsense, you would have told us that can't have been the case.
He wasn't moving at all, he was just lying there, yep. He was already dead.
You said it yourself that the victim is already dead, and dead men don't move, do they?
Ooh, is that the stench of desperation I smell?
What are you hiding, Mr. Sot? Tell us.
No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. Yep, there we go. You couldn't let it go, could you? I had to keep poking and prodding. You slimy two-bit associate attorney. His real Mr. Sot has finally revealed himself in more ways than one. Whoa, that's quite the rug he was rocking. Yeah, it came straight at you like some kind of flying black cat. Look, I'm just a sweet innocent witness here.
But are you really? Because I must say I have doubts. Very serious doubts.
What's that supposed to mean?
You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sot, this is where you were standing when you saw the body.
Inside the workshop?
You were in the same room as the body.
We're gonna have to prove that though.
That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring.
Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over, minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves for fun? Oh, that's even worse. Now put up or shut up. What's the evidence that proves I was in the room with the body? Boop. You just sunk yourself so fast.
Remind me, Mr. Sot, what were you doing when you discovered the body?
How many times I was practicing my pet styling techniques.
Of course. Then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you.
That's...
This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. No, you can't help but notice you have a similar glove tucked into your apron.
No, this one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it?
It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. It doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
No, yeah, perhaps. But if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating.
Got him. It's over.
Objection!
What the? That was a pretty rad objection, am I right?
Please, Fender, now's not the time for tomfoolery.
But I have a legit objection, because this isn't over. There's something still doesn't make sense. Our man here is a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on. That's true. So how could he have left his workshop in the first place? His bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he tried. Right, we don't have a good explanation for that yet. Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. He's not talking. That's weird. He should be clinging on to that bracelet like the big round lifesaver it is. In what way? As in, it's the best hope our wig-flinging friend here has for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene with a bracelet on. If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder why that might be, The sound of silence. I suppose Ms. Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday, too. But wow, you sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender. The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It was part of the attorney's code he lived by. Ooh. Wait. Because then Mia taught that to Phoenix, so I don't remember where Mia learned it from. Huh. So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet? Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken. Broken? I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but, well, it was awfully convenient. And why are you telling us?
I see, so your bracelet is broken.
But did they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem.
You there, could we have a moment?
Oh, aren't you just the cutest?
Meow. How can I help you, sir? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What? Really? That's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. No, thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being.
Saw's bracelet wasn't working at the time of the incident and could not be detected by the sensors.
Of course, sir. I trust you'll take good care of it.
Sweet, bracelet sorted, now to turn our murderer in, yeah? What? No, I didn't kill anybody. Whoa there, Palio. You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everyone was busy watching the show? No, I just found the body, that's all. I promise. And when I did, that enormous dog still had his mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went into the workshop after the beast had left.
Why did you go in?
Well, fine, I wanted to go through his pockets, okay? He's going to rob the corpse? Explains why he remembers Knight's ring in so much detail. Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I'd never stoop so low as to steal from a... Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I'd entered the room, and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs thereafter. He panicked and rushed back to the other workshop and started my fake screaming. Drop the glove in your haste, huh? Used by Saw it when he was doing animal styling training, stained with blood and mud. I guess this all just about hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Miles?
Other than whether Mr. Sod is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center.
Ooh, yeah, that one's a doozy.
I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Sod's testimony.
Yeah, the doggo. That dog's involvement can only mean one thing.
Mr. Sod.
Yes, what is it?
Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show?
Well, how would he know? Well, no, there was one other who didn't.
Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show even if he wanted to?
Yes, how did you? I knew it. I had my suspicion when we first ran into that black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but...
Where is this person's cell?
You're going to see him. Who are we talking about here? He's not like the other prisoners, you know. He's special. He gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is, if you value your life, you'll stay well away from him. What? Will you please stop trying to scare us all the time?
The big cheese, huh? Well, I, for one, definitely value my life, so that sucks.
They keep him in maximum security. Which is over there.
Let's do this.
I have no idea who this could be. I feel like I'm supposed to. Maximum security, well, that's certainly one way of treating someone differently.
Alright, quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already. Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better than anyone, in fact. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much.
Well, Milesies, anything you care to share, or are you gonna leave Kay and I in the dark here, too?
The mystery man of maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there, too.
Who are we talking about? I actually don't know. And I feel like I should. Like, it's not Von Karma, is it? Wow, it's pitch black in there. I can't see a thing.
But didn't you say the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something?
Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight. One alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu.
Whoa, you are one powerful performer.
Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. I'm a human, not a three-legged raven. Eek!
What?
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice, I knew it. It has been far too long.
You remember me.
Alright, so it's not Von Karma. I could hardly forget now, could I? After all, you are the one who put me away. Mr. Edgeworth, are you talking to that dog?
Or is there someone else in there? Still can't see a dang thing.
Oh, but I'm forgetting myself. Forgive me, I do not often receive visitors. One moment, I will turn on the lights. I don't remember you at all. You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in all? Very well, perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am Body Arma Canis. Armacanis. I've got nothing. There's Bodhi Dharma. Now, as you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. Canis was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher.
His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsome sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you have come to see me?
You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair today.
Then I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another.
Oh, puppy.
Suspicion of murder.
Your faithful canine is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw the dog with its mouth around the victim's throat.
Your witness is mistaken. Helmut is a gentle soul. He has my eyes, nothing more. It is absurd to think that he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? He was trying to help her gather information or something. Yes, it is. You are a good boy, aren't you? Helmut is more than a mere seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade. Well, it doesn't sound like the dog did anything. This witness of yours, he is trustworthy, I assume. No, not even a little. Saw it as anything but trustworthy. He's still very much a suspect himself.
can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach. I know then. I thought as much. Yes, I did, Helmet. Yes. It figures that he already knew who our witness is. I think his alibi is that he was here.
What were you doing between 8 and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Canis?
Doing the show, you mean? I was here, ensconced in these humble surroundings. I've developed a passion for wood carving, you see, an obsession even. I was engrossed in it all morning.
You have permission to engage in such a hobby. I can't believe someone would actually let you.
The warden and I have an understanding. An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed 1, let alone 5 chisels. There are nothing but lethal weapons in his hand. I was carving Buddhist pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane. Well, that must have taken forever. Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus is now shifted to pieces, such as these.
No, I didn't know you played chess.
You play too, do you not, Prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary. I only began after my arrival here, I am afraid. What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads? That's his super fancy king. Ah, yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. Chess is, after all, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. I've always thought it strange that such a game has no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could an army call upon? Still, it's simply a piece I made for fun. Fear not, I played by the regular rules, and with the regular pieces.
I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison, though.
Oh, I have my correspondence.
Correspondence chess, then. Sharing moves by post.
Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course, although I have yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move. Oh, I know who his current opponent is! I'm almost sure of it. Sounds like this current opponent isn't a resident here. Well, I think he was about to be.
I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis.
His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor unfortunate soul. Maybe not. That would have been neat. Although probably not for him, because then his game would never have finished.
You keep your ear to the ground.
My eyes are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not surprised that he's plugged into the prison's information network. But perhaps he was not so unfortunate after all.
What do you mean?
Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one. A crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president. That is no small matter. Attempted assassination? Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight...
Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader, and that there was no attempt on the president's life.
Could it be? Are they attempting to cover up President Wang's fake assassination scheme? Whoa there, cowboy. You're saying the Bronxer didn't actually have a pop with the Prez? I was hired to defend him on the charge of attempted murder. Ooh, this just got good. I mean, it was already good. But wow. You mean you didn't know what really happened? So what, they just blamed the whole assassination thing on Mr. Knight?
It would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved.
Of course, they took you off the case to try to keep you away. And swapped in that Wiener kid to push through an attempted murder charge. In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth. So they really were trying to frame him. Well, I mean, he still was guilty of things, just not that thing. According to the guards, this Knight, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent that he had attempted no assassination.
Which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial.
I am no expert in legal matters, but allow me to say this one thing. I know for certainty that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmet, yes it is. Yes. The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, that used to be his own fault, but he's good now. No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors too, are you? Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. Never was able to fully dispel his mistrust of prosecutors. Even Helmet understands, don't you, Helmet? Yes, you do. The truths revealed in court and your deductions. It is dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I am not bitter. You are not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicions in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. They even dragged the warden along, her distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air. Not those two again! Prosecutor Winner and Judge Gavel. They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but they left empty-handed. They were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. But I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it that they searched every cell in the prison and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Winner, Gavel, and the warden searched the prison for murder weapon, but couldn't find anything. Well, that posed more questions than it answered. What do we do now? Saw's testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need more proper evidence if I want to take Canis on. Do we want to go after him? Well, I think that's enough chit-chat for one day. Helmet will show you out. Good boy, Helmet. Go on now. I'd like to go. That's why the dog didn't like Edgeworth. Yeah, he's, not showing us out permanently, right? Let's get out of here. Come on.
Until next time, Mr. Canis.
It does pain me that our brief time must end, just as we were becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth. Gotta go! Now to gather the evidence I need to bolster my case. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! No! That's the best hiding spot she could find.
It's alright, Kay. You can come down now. Where's Fender?
He ran off somewhere. I had no idea he could move that fast. Fender. So what do we do now?
You and I will continue the investigation.
I know just where to start by solving that one particular mystery that's dogging us the whole time. Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops, but he was presumably being detained in one of the detention center's holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors?
Let's start by investigating the holding cells.
And Mr. Knight's room, right? But, what about Mr. Fender?
I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready.
Sure, but he is kind of our boss, isn't he? Oh well.
The victim's cell is just over there.
Lead the way, Mr. Edgeworth. I have just about had it. Who's that? Oh. Warden the guard. She must have come from the corridor marked no entry.
He's still not talking, ma'am. Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct.
No, and I've tried many times. I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report.
I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack.
Killer for hire? Oh.
I couldn't help overhearing Warden the guard, but were you just talking about Bodhidharma Canis?
My, you were listening. Very gauche of you. A girl's privacy is her armor, you know.
Do you normally conduct interrogations of the men yourself?
Oh, such as him, darling. I try to have the occasional tete-a-tete with everyone, you see. That's what it means to be a member of the family in this little home of ours. There isn't a person who hasn't made the pilgrimage to my office at least once.
Your office?
How sweet, he's angling for an invite. Oh, I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. It's down this corridor here, darling, but FYI, I don't let just anybody wander in willy-nilly. Let's see, that would put it right around here. Ooh. It's a wonderful room if I do say so myself. All my guests rave about it. And who wouldn't want a view of my fabulous garden in the yard? Ooh la la.
The yard, if it's anything like the rest of the place, is probably full of adorable animals, right? Can I see it?
Okay.
Oh, darling, it's so sweet of you to take an interest, but I'm afraid that's just not possible. Why not? Because you're not a member of our home. If you want to see it that badly, you'll just have to get convicted for doing something unspeakable.
That's a rather steep price to pay.
Oh, but just listen to me chattering away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Allie's lunchy brunch. The poor dear will be dying.
Allie.
Oh, the sweetest little dear in the world. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you know how it is. Now to the yard with me. Ciao for now, darlings.
I wanted to ask her more about Canis, but she dominated that conversation from start to finish.
Let's go investigate the victim's cell, shall we?
Alright, we'll begin this investigation in the next episode. Hope you're looking forward to that. I still have no idea who did it. It's definitely not the assassin guy. No, I have a feeling he's going to be around for a while. That's my guess. We'll have to find out. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.